Hello, and welcome to another episode of Pencil Spotting. I went to the $1.25 store before the holidays. So I've kind of been sitting on these pencils for a little bit, and I don't call it the dollar store anymore because they raised their price to $1.25. So they're at the $1.25 store now. Anyway, one of the few things I can rely on getting there on a regular basis is actually fairly good quality pencils at a low price. So I bought these. These are the seasonal goods, Christmas house pencils. You get four Christmas designs. You get 4 of each, 16 pieces. So that's $1.25 for 16. And if I do the math correctly, which for some reason on a Sunday morning I cannot do in my head, but $1.25 divided by 16 is about 8 cents a pencil. Not too bad. I also picked up this package of shiny foil pencils for $1.25, and 1.25 divided by 12, I can do that in my head, it's going to be just a little over 10 cents a pencil. Not too shabby all in all. The question is, are these pencils actually any good? So let's take a look and see what we're dealing with here. These are imported by Greenbrier International. They have both an American office in Chesapeake, Virginia, and another one, a Canadian one in Burnaby, BC, over on the West Coast. These pencils are made in Thailand. And they don't say anything like real wood, don't have any weird chemicals in them. They're just pencils. That's all they say. I don't even know if that's a latex eraser or not. But look, you get nice Christmassy colored erasers. So, the one thing I do like about Christmas is the decorations. I don't like the expectations, but I like the decorations. So, I just sometimes buy these because I like to look at them. These pencils are the Jot brand. They say they're real wood. They're number 2 HB lead, so we don't even know what hardness these are. And these are latex-free erasers. So, again, distributed by Greenbrier International, Chesapeake, Virginia, or Burnaby, BC in Canada. And these are made in Pakistan. And I don't think I've ever had pencils made in Pakistan before. And I think I've had some made in Thailand. But anyway, one of the things I've noticed is with their holiday pencils is they tend not to actually paint this design on the pencil. Instead, it's a round pencil that's painted white, and there's like a plastic sleeve that gets shrink wrapped to it. So when you sharpen them, they don't. That plastic doesn't really sharpen. It just kind of peels off, and it gums up your pencil sharpener. And I'm not real impressed with that. But these appear to be painted on. So I'm going to open this package up and see what we're dealing with here. And of course, sometimes with these pencils, the wood can be decent quality, and the lead can be decent quality, and the eraser can be decent quality, but quality control is not decent quality. This wood, I don't know how well you can see that, but there are some little gaps in it. So this does not appear to be high quality wood, but the cores all seem to be pretty well centered. I don't see any that are terribly off center, except for maybe this one here. He looks to be off center. Let's see if I can isolate him a little bit. So yeah, if you look at him, he is off center definitely. So he will not take a proper sharpen. And I will sharpen him. Somebody else loves me. So I really should shut off my phone before I start filming. The rest of these seem to well, this one might be a little off too. So I'm going to grab, these two might be a little off as well. So I'm going to sharpen, wow, a lot of these look to be off. Look at that. Those are not centered well at all. So it is definitely a matter of you get what you pay for here. The ferrules appear to be nice and tight. I don't feel any looseness in any of them, and that's the other place where quality control goes out the window. But I see this one, these two, Interesting. And this one, and we'll give that one, no, that one. Okay. And that one's a little off. And this one's a little off. Okay, so out of 16 pencils, I have 6 that the cores are actually in the center where they should be. And then I have 10 where the cores are definitely not centered. I'm going to see if I can pick the worst one. This one seems to be the worst example. So I will sharpen him, and I will sharpen his counterpart, and you'll see the difference when I do that. So let's open up this package of Jot pencils. Oh, and this opens up down here. There's a sticky flap. So, and of course these have nice colorful erasers as well. So let's take a look at these guys and see if we notice any that are off center. And these appear to be somewhat higher quality, although this one appears to be off center. This one and this one are not spot on, and neither is this one. So I've got 4 out of 12 here that are not spot on. But I'm going to grab this green one, and we'll see what we're dealing with. I'm going to go sharpen these, and I will be right back. Okay, so this is what we have from sharpening them, and I thought that one of these was a little off center, but apparently not. It evened out, as you can see when I rotate them. Those cores do seem to be fairly even. And again, this is this holographic material, but it seems to be applied directly to the pencil. It's not a film that they put over the top, so that is nice. These 2 pencils, however, you can see here, they're both off a little bit, because as I rotate them, this was the worst one. You can see he's not spot on. There is a lot of lead on this side, and then you roll them around, or there's not a lot of wood on this side, and you roll them around and there's a lot of lead, and that's a sign that that core is not centered. And it could just be that that core is not straight, and then maybe when you get like down to here, it will be, but I don't have high hopes for that. Nevertheless, it's usable. So anyway, this one actually turned out pretty nice, and this is not a plastic sleeve. This is painted onto the pencil itself. So let's try these out and see what we are dealing with. So I will have the red plaid one, and I will have the green holographic one. The red plaid one is the Christmas house, seasonal goods. Seasonal goods. Interesting. Very dark, very smooth. I like it. I often have good luck with these $1.25 store pencils. These are made in Thailand. So it's smooth, not super smooth. There's a little bit of scritchy sound there, but let's see how it erases. You can see though that it's getting to a dull point fairly quickly. Now this is the one, it doesn't say anything about these erasers. So I'm thinking these are probably just ordinary latex erasers, and latex erasers do oxidize and get old, and they don't erase well when that happens. And that is what we are seeing here. Let me zoom in a bit. Yeah, that's just not great. You can see what's happening with that. It's not great. Not a huge issue for me. I tend to just draw a line through my mistakes. But let's see how it works with our good old friend, our Pentel high polymer eraser, and see if that does a better job. And that does. So it is not, I mean, you can barely see anything there. It's not the lead. Excuse me. It's not the lead. It's these erasers. They're just not super high quality. So, but it writes nice and dark, and it is round. I love a round pencil. The Quick Red Fox jumped over the lazy brown dog. Yeah, no complaints there, no complaints. Let's zoom, oops, other way. Let's zoom back out here. So that is these guys. It doesn't say non-latex eraser, so I'm thinking that is a latex eraser. Who knows how long these things have been sitting around. Latex erasers get old. They oxidize, they're not great, but I can live with that. Here's the, where did the other one go? That was off kilter. So here's the one that's off kilter, and you can see, even zoomed way out like that, you can see the difference in lead. So I'll be keen to see how this one works, but this lead is off center. And I don't use the word lead, I use the word core. And that's how I tend to deal with mistakes. So, all right, I can live with that. So let's look at the Jot pencils, and we'll go with the Jolly Green one here. And these were the ones that were 12. Number 2 are HB lead, depending on which scale you use, real wood, and latex-free erasers. So this is the Jot holographic pencils, and these were made in Pakistan. Okay, and see, these do erase not better. So let's zoom in a little bit here and see what we're dealing with here. All right, the Quick Red Fox jumped over the lazy brown dog. Nice. And they're both round. They both feel very comfortable in the hand. The wood does not smell like anything. It's not fancy cedar wood. It's just probably whatever's growing locally and is not scented. It's a very light colored wood. So I have no idea what that might be. So again, mistake. So this is a non-latex eraser, and it's a pretty green color. And you can see it does a fairly good job of erasing that. And here's our Pentel high polymer eraser, and it does an even better job. So if anything I have found with pencils in recent years, it's that the one place they tend to scrimp is the quality of the eraser. They're probably going to assume that you have something like this, so they're probably just going to assume that you're just going to scratch it off. So let's get our handy steno pad out. This is the Christmas House. I spelled that wrong already. Get you back in frame. Christmas House seasonal goods, and this writes quite nicely on this steno pad, which is not like super high quality paper. It's thin. It's decent quality. It's just kind of thin. How well will it erase? I'm not even going to bother with this eraser. Let's just go with this one. And yeah, it does a good job. And this is the Jot pencil. Jot metallic pencil. And if anything, this one is not as dark as this one. I actually kind of like this one better on this paper. But again, we'll see how it erases. And not too shabby. So now, if you're using these pencils, oops, go back, other way. I always go the wrong way on that thing. You're probably going to be drawing with these or have kids who are drawing. So let's see what kind of lines we can get with these. So we'll start with the Christmas House. This is a fairly fine line, but what kind of degrees of darkness can we get here with the shading? It has a wide range. It has a wide range. You can go fairly dark to fairly light. I didn't make that very big. Of course, if you want very light shading, you'll go with a harder pencil. But just using pressure alone, you can go from very, very dark to rather dark. I had trouble getting in between here somewhere. So yeah, there we go. So you can get a pretty wide range of tonal variations with this one. Let's try the pink one this time. This is the Christmas house. I just love saying that, the Christmas house. This is the house that has their decorations up all year long. So that's fairly dark. I missed a spot. Yeah, I'm finding it a little bit more difficult to control my shading with this pencil. No, actually, this is the Christmas house. This is actually better for shading, and it's the cheaper one. This is the Jot pencil. I'm having a little bit harder time controlling it. But you know what? These are such inexpensive pencils that I'm not really expecting great things with it. So it's kind of like... who was it? Samuel Johnson, talking about dancing dogs and women preachers. And he says you don't really expect to see it done well. It's just to see it done at all. And the fact that these are actually a pleasure to write with, despite the fact that they are inexpensive pencils that you really shouldn't expect a whole lot from. So yeah, this is why I buy pencils sometimes at the $1.25 store. There we go. There's our Christmas ones, and these are our Jot metallic ones. I get upset when these are just that plastic film on top. I don't like that. They don't sharpen well. These are pretty nice though. The cores are off center. This is the issue I'm running into with these. But I'll tell you something. When I was teaching, my kids would just go through pencils like you wouldn't believe, and being able to just go to what was then the dollar store and buy a lot of fairly decent quality pencils for not a lot of money made all the difference to me, because teachers don't make a lot of money, which is part of the reason I'm no longer teaching. So anyway, yeah, if you're looking for just some medium quality pencils that you're not going to spend a lot of money on, you could do worse than going to the $1.25 store. Lord knows I've dipped out of that well plenty of times, and I probably will in the future as well. So there you go. Can't say I recommend them for, compared to like a really fine Mitsubishi pencil. But for just simple everyday writing tasks and maybe some nice sketching, you can't go wrong with the price. There you go. Try them out. See what you think. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this, please feel free to hit the like button. But if you have a question or a comment, please go ahead and leave one of those. I do read everything that I get, and I would love to respond to you. So until next time, have a great day, have a great week, and be careful out there.